Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. And so today we're going to make kind of a fun fold card, and I'm going to be using some designer series paper that I have been hoarding because I think it's so gorgeous. So no, I'm not going to hoard it anymore. I'm going to cut it up and use it. This is called Awash in Beauty. This paper is gorgeous. Actually, made this card in my club, one of my clubs. And look at it. It is so beautiful. So this paper, I'm cutting up. This paper, I know, both sides, gorgeous. So it has polished pink, granny apple green, Mary Merlot, mossy meadow. And so I had to decide what color I wanted to make my card base. Well, you know, I'm kind of a flower girl, and I'm thinking polished pink for my card base. And so we have that started, and I kind of started making the card, and then I was like, this would be a good video. So let's get started. All right. Now, what inspired this card was a card I received from a friend, Nancy, one of my dearest friends, for my birthday. So I've been like just loving this card, and then I decided, yeah, I could make a version of this and make a cute card. So here's my polished pink. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. I have my ruler here because I'm gonna have to measure some of these things for you. So if you want to make this card, so 8.5 by 5.5, fold it in half. That's your card base. It's gonna have a couple different folds on it though. So this is the piece that I cut. So this is this side is my granny apple green, obviously. And so this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, so that's going to be the card that's going to layer. And then the designer series paper is just a smidge smaller. So there's a very small border. So it's 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so you get that 1/8 inch to layer. Okay, so I already have some adhesive on here because I started cheating. So I'm going to put that on my card, and you're going to see how that just is so darling with the pink, pulls out the pink from the flower. So this designer series paper, you can actually make 6 cards with one sheet. Okay, so I just cut this 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, and that made my card base, my card front. All right, then I'm going to make a little flap, and I'm going to use this piece. Okay, and both sides are going to show. So, ooh, this is delicious. So I cut this. So here's the piece. So I cut this 5.5 by 4. All right, and I scored it. If you want to score it once, and you're going to score it at 3.5. Okay, so it's going to fold like that. All right, and then you're actually going to, I'm going to see how I made this card. Hang on a second. Yeah. So you're actually going to put that inside the card so that it folds like this. Okay, so you're going to have to flip this open to open the card. And then you're going to take a piece of something for the inside to cover up that little piece right here. Okay, does that make sense? So it's actually going to go like this. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere this to the inside of our card. Okay, so kind of, I'm just going to eyeball it. I mean, if you're really anal and you want to measure it, you can. Okay, so I'm just going to eyeball that. And then before I put this in, I'm going to stamp it. And the stamp set that I'm going to use today is Happiness Abounds. Okay, because this flower, I don't have the stamp set that goes with Awash in Beauty, but this flower basically kind of looks like the same flower. So I'm actually going to use this stamp set for my flower and also for my sentiment. So I'm going to say, wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. So I'm going to make this a birthday card. Okay. Oops, where is it? Wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. Whoa. I love that friend, but I'm not going to use that on this card. All right, so I'm going to stamp this in Basic Black Memento. Okay, I'm just going to stamp this right here. I'm not going to do it too high. Oh, that's why you want to stamp first. If I had glued that in, I always say stamp and then adhere, because the boo-boos on this side and nobody knows. I mean, I could possibly line that up because it's photopolymer, but no need. No need to try. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this inside the card. And I'm going to put it all the way to this edge, right? Because I want to kind of cover up that flap that's showing, that piece that's showing. Okay? All right. So now we have this. And I'm thinking, ooh, I mean, that's adorable, but it needs something else. And so I have this piece. So how big is this? This is 5.5 by 1 1/4, scored in half. So 3 3/4, you're going to score it. You can make it any size you want, but 5.5 is perfect. So just saying. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to adhere this to the back. Okay, so I'm just going to put lots of adhesive on here because I don't want this to go anywhere, right? Adhere this to the back. And then I'm going to do something to the front to showcase this. And so what I did was I have my Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, so if you have these, you're probably loving them. Stylish Shapes dies. There are 15 dies in here. And I cut out a white one. All right. And now I am going to stamp the flower on here from Happiness Abounds. Which flower? I'm going to use this one. Okay. And I'm going to show you a little trick here. Okay. So I'm going to stamp this on here. And then I'm going to color it in with my blend markers. But I have I think that looks weird because the little stem just stops in midair. So I'm going to add that at the end. I'm going to extend it. All right. So I'm going to use my Granny Apple Green blends. And I'm just going to extend this down because I'm going to extend the, okay. And then I'm going to color in with Polished Pink. I'm going to color in the flower with Polished Pink so that it all coordinates. Tell me you don't love the coordination. Oh, I do. And, you know, we have the Stampin' Right markers too. But this is so easy with the blends. I mean, you could easily do this too with your water painter. So, but if you're using your blends, you want to kind of use the side of your blend, okay? Don't just like with the point. I mean, it just will feather the point and you'll be like, ugh. I still have ink in here, but I'm not able to use it as much. Okay. So I'm just coloring this whole thing in. Leaving some little white areas because this kind of is little highlights, right, on the flowers. I'm doing that on purpose. And then I'm going to let that alcohol, those are alcohol blends markers, so I'm going to kind of let that absorb. Now I'm going to take the dark Polished Pink and I'm just going to add a little edge. You guys know me, I'm not an artist, but I love to play. Okay. Up here. Ooh, don't go out the line so much. That's okay. Okay. Now let that kind of do its thing and then blend that in. Blend it into the light. So take the dark and pull it into the light. Take it into the light. Okay. So I know there's a lot of alcohol markers out there, but are they our colors? No. Looking good. Now I'm going to take my black Stampin' Right marker. I'm going to use the pointy tip, the very fine tip, and I'm just going to extend that stem. Okay, now I'm happier with it. And I'm going to stamp a leaf. So I'm going to take the leaf and I'm going to stamp the leaf on there also. Should have done that to start with, maybe. Just the little tip of the leaf. Okay. And I'm going to color that with my Granny Apple blend. Flip, flip, flip. Blend, blend. Okay, done with that. All right, now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. So the back's going to look like that. It's not going to show, but that's what the back's supposed to look like. Okay, so don't be concerned if you're just started using blends and you see, it bled through. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's why you want to use some kind of paper to, grid paper or scratch paper or something to hold it so that it doesn't get all over or anything. Okay, so I also cut out a polished pink bigger circle. So what's awesome about these stylish shapes is that they layer nicely, right? Okay, so we have that. Okay, and now we want to adhere it to our card. And that's going to be the focal point of the card. So just put some adhesive on here. Center it. Press. Ooh, isn't that so cute? So it's got lots of cute folds. And then I'm going to add an embellishment. And I'm going to add the flowers, adhesive back trinkets. And I think I'm going to go for the silver. A lot of times I use gold, but today I'm going to use silver because I think silver goes well with this, actually. So pull these off. And they're a little big, but I still am going to use 3 of them. I love them. They are so pretty. Okay. Okay. So there's our card today. I have another version here just to show you. And I like this one too. I love them both. This one I made. What paper did I use? This paper. Look at that. So this paper just plays well with like the tulip stamp set. It's just adorable. And I love the inside. Like it's a cottage rose. Okay. So that I use vanilla on this because that's the vanilla. That's the, okay. And then I used fresh freesia and mint macaron as my 2 colors on this one. And I used the gold flowers. So here's the card that actually sparked my, and I love this card so much. My girlfriend sent me this. Hello. Isn't that gorgeous? So when I saw the card, I said, yeah, I'm going to be copying that card, but I made it open this way. And I almost don't know if I should have switched this and made it that side of the paper. I could have done that. Maybe I should have. Anyway, that's very busy, but I love it. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video today. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.